Good morning, friends. Welcome to Sundays. What we do on Sundays, we kind of set our tone, excuse me, our tone for the week. We always have free reading Sunday, and we're particularly looking for what you're not seeing today. And so let me get this. I just want to put in the link so that you guys can get your free reading. Today we are using the flower petals. The flower readings have been very, well, they're spot on. They're spot on. They're your quick read for what it is that you need to be aware of this week. What are you not seeing? And in order to get your reading, let me come down here and put in the web address for my website. And I am so grateful for you guys using my systems because it's helping me so much to organize myself, make sure everybody gets their turn, that I'm not missing anyone. And it's important for me because as I was getting ready for the readings this morning, I wanted to just encourage and inspire, mainly because there's a lot going on that's just weird in our world today, and it's so different than what I expected at any rate. And so I wanted to be able to use the cards to help open up your mind to what you're not seeing as you're getting ready to pop into 2026. So we're going to be using the flower petals cards for the free reading. I have selected the Keepers of the Light for our oracle reading today. These are beautiful cards. The art is gorgeous, and each of the cards represents a figure that can bring forth a message for you. All right, so this is going to be our oracle card. It's $4.99 for me to read your own personal card here during the live. However, I am going to be reading for the collective, so of course you can always receive free readings because you're part of my collective today. Hi Arcana, welcome. Okay, so to get your free reading, all you do is, oops, hang on a second. You need to check, blah, 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 blah. My mouth is tied in a knot. You need to go over to my website where I put order here. I'm going to add it for you right now, Arcana. And then it will take you over to my website where you'll be able to register. And I can draw you a Keeper of the Light. They're just such gorgeous cards. I know you're going to love it. Hold on just for a quick second here. Okay, there it is right there for you, okay, my friend? So, as soon as you register, I can read a card for you. That's coming from the Keepers of the Light. And I just want to give them a quick shuffle. You can see they're just absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous cards. And the one that's showing up at the bottom of the deck, I'm just going to let this one speak to us. Because it's just this beautiful message of unconditional love. Because sometimes, and we're just kind of going through the holiday season here in the U.S. and around the world, it's not just in the U.S., but sometimes our families can be a little bit difficult for us to deal with, isn't it true? And so what happens is that we can feel more loved by strangers sometimes than we can by family, because some unconditional love is such a beautiful promise, isn't it? And who doesn't want to have it? But sometimes when the very people you live with, you don't see much unconditional love, and people are picking at each other or teasing too much. Maybe you were raised in a household where everybody teased all the time, and it doesn't feel very loving. Okay, so the Divine Mother, thank you, Spirit of the Divine Mother, for dropping into this reading today. Each card that I pull, each message that I channel is for your heart. So if you cannot register today, if the website doesn't cooperate, don't let that stop you from receiving the unconditional love of the Divine Mother. For our the free reading cards are going to be the flower readings, which now I really understand, because the soft, beautiful love of the mother is so illustrated in our flower cards. And then for the tarot reading, this is for people who want more clarity, okay? They want more clarity before 2026 comes. They want to know what changes are necessary moving forward. So if you would like me to pull the tarot cards for you this morning, I'm happy to do it. It's $11.11, and I can dig into whatever it is that's troubling you that you really want to know more before 2026. All right, so as we get started, let me just finish getting prepped while I'm waiting for you to fill out. All you have to do is register for your free reading, manifestfaster.com, and we will see what the cards have for you. What are you not seeing right now? What is it that you're not seeing? Sometimes you can feel stuck, or you wonder what to do next. Is there somebody that you're waiting to hear from? Is there a relationship that you just don't know what's coming next? Should you wait? Should you go? Should you stay? Okay. Let me just check out my link here. Sometimes the link doesn't work because too many other people are trying to ask their question at the same time. And so all I can say is to go ahead. There it is. The flower reading pops up first. So as you click that link, if it's not working for you right now, don't let that trouble you. Just try again in a couple of seconds and it should pop right through for you. Okay, my friend? All right, let me just find my way back to the live screen so I can see your questions coming in. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so starting off, let me give you a little demonstration of the flower readings so you'll know what you can have when you pop in for your free reading. Hold in your mind, what is the question? What area of your life is it that you're wanting to have? Hiya, True. Welcome. Yes, I'm glad to answer your question. All you have to do is click the registration link. Let me just make sure. Yep, there you go. Just click the registration link and add your question to the queue, and then I will be pulling cards for you, okay? So, but this is our card. We're using the flower petal deck today. So as you're watching, thank you for stopping by. I know everybody scrolls by on a busy Sunday, but here's the card that flipped. So before you go scrolling on, here is your flower reading, and it's the lilac. The future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. Yes, you know what? I have so many people that come into my readings and they're wondering what to do next in a certain relationship. And right then, right when I said that, a flash of sunlight popped through the window and disappeared just like that. Well, and those are sometimes those symbols that happen in nature are an important lesson for you right now, because what's happening for us is we can become lost in our thoughts about what happened yesterday. Okay, I have been doing some thinking lately about hoarding. You know how some people can hoard? They will keep every scrap of paper or every item, every gift that they ever received. They just keep so many things that they don't even fit in the house that they're living in. So suddenly one day last week or the week before, I was thinking, you know what? We humans tend to be the very same way. We can have so many thoughts in our minds from people who have hurt us in the past, things that have not worked out, relationship breakups, times when people cheated on us, times when our friends betrayed us, you name it. We start collecting all of these painful thoughts in our mind about how unfair life is. Our future can be lost in all of that mindset about all of the stuff that's gone wrong. All right. So today, this is a perfect time for you guys to use this energy. Take the message that is going to come through today and really see what can you let go of as the year finishes. Is there a habit you can let go of? Is there, oh my goodness, for example, people who are on their phone 24/7, something like that. Oops, the light just came in. Did you see that? Okay, Spirit, we are hearing you. I don't want you to run and turn off your device right now, please. I appreciate that you're here with me. But the bottom line is something is calling us all forward to really maximize our intelligence and our creative energy for 2026, right? So, lilac. I love the aroma of lilac. It's one of my favorites. I am going to find a scented candle, lilac, for myself as a symbol of this idea for 2026. And I'm going to be using it here in my readings because I don't want to be a hoarder and hold so many of the thoughts about how people have disappointed me as I go into the new year. I want to be fresh. How about you? Okay, so this is an example. I never know the messages that come out for our free cards, but I select a different deck every time I'm here. Now, if you want to, okay, let me look and see who's here. Hi, Duncan, welcome. And I see that, hey, True Pharaoh, your name is Sakari. Is that you? Thank you for registering. So thank you so much because Sakari, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Sakari is the first person to receive the free reading today, and she's giving he or she, I'm sorry because I don't know which, to follow this link that I'm putting right there for you. It's like breadcrumbs. I'm putting breadcrumbs on the path to your free reading. Every time you see me drop the website in there, that's a breadcrumb for you to find your treasure. So Sakari is a male, so thank you for letting me know. And what I'm not seeing, okay, perfect. Like I said, the readings today come in, there are 3 readings to order. One is the flower petal reading. The second is the keeper of the light. Each of the cards is pictured in oracles, and this figure will speak to you personally when you select your keeper of the light reading. And then if you would like a tarot reading, I'm pulling 3 cards for people who want to dig deep into what they're not seeing yet. So hi Sandra, welcome. I am so glad to see you today. I haven't seen you for a while. So I would love to draw a card for you. Just be sure to drop an order. And oh my goodness, my dear friend, divine timing has arrived. We love to see you, Rhoda. You bring so much to my channel. Okay, so our first reading is for Sakari. I'm loving how the sun is coming in and out of the reading, Sakari. So what I'm thinking, hi Bradley, what I'm thinking, my friend, is that you have had a lot of hot and cold, a lot of things warm up and then cool down. And Spirit has seen this. Oh gosh, I'm feeling emotion in my upper chest and in my throat, Sakari. So I don't know what, but it seems that you have gone through a lot this last year. Yes. And Spirit wants you to know that you have not one time been forgotten, not one time. Okay? And now, thank you, Spirit. What is the flower message? Beautiful, thank you. Okay, Sakari, here is your message. The lotus, wow, That's deep. Okay. The lotus. Stand still for now and listen to your life. Wow. So, Sakari, take a breath. And one more breath, Sakari. Now, the first thing I'm feeling drawn to is to ask you if you have a meditation practice. Do you have a regular practice where you sit still for a moment and in silence? I personally have just started, for me, what is a new practice of meditation, even though I've meditated for many years, listening to guided meditations, which were always my favorite. I'm adding something for you here, Sakari, just one moment. But there's an app that I use, and it's The Way by, it's not or Henry Shukman, it's by Henry Shukman. And he teaches the concept of being silent within your own experience is such a peaceful, calming medicine. It's a remedy for your soul. And so when things have been tough, which it seems, looking back, I just feel the energy around 2026 for you was challenging, and that you have some decisions that you want to make. And so because of that, the first thing you can do is really approach 2026 with meditation as one of your goals. Yoga, also extremely helpful. And the lotus, what an important symbol in certain parts of the world with your spirituality. The lotus is continually opening with new petal after new petal, meaning that whatever you're to do next will show itself when it's time. And that your life has been a school. What you've been through has opened up new and new levels of your awareness. And your life has been guiding you step by step. Even the bumps and the bruises, you know what I mean. You know, Sakari, where some things have not worked out and the disappointment has been very high. Now, when I introduced the readings today, I talked about hoarding. That sometimes, rather than hoard the good things that happen and to collect gratitude and thoughts about the positives, what do we humans do? Oh no, we spend zero time thinking about that. And we spend all our time ruminating and thinking about what might go wrong. All right? So, Sakari, before 2026 begins, make a commitment to meditation, and The Way is free for 12 sessions, so you get a chance to sample it. You don't need an app or a device to sit quietly in the presence of the Creator, but it's helpful if you have not been taught to learn how, okay? And then it seemed like there's one more thing. Oh, yes. What I want you to do, Sakari, and anyone who's listening right now, this is such a smart thing to do. Grab a piece of paper and a pencil and write down 10 things that you're proud of yourself, 10 accomplishments. And you, believe me, when you wake up to take a breath, that's an accomplishment. So be generous. Sakari, write down 10 things that you're proud of yourself, okay? Because you need to start building up the lessons you're learning from the experiences you've had. And once we can look at even a failure, for example, getting let go from a position, I've had that happen to me. I didn't get fired until I was in my 50s. It was a shocking experience for me. But, and I felt embarrassed, and I had to deal with the reason why they let me go. But it was a valuable lesson for me, for sure. So that's what the whole idea is, Sakari. So thank you guys for letting me read your cards. I mean, it's an honor for me to look and see what's going on and what Spirit has for you. So Rhoda, welcome Rhoda, wanting a flower reading today for sure. I am here for you. Let me just, hold on just for a second. Okay, perfect. All right, and Rhoda, before we get to your free reading, I just want to, feeling drawn to put in one of the readings for the collective. So thank you, Rhoda, for being here. You come and visit me so often. I appreciate you. I'm just feeling that what I want to do is just explore with you how the tarot can open up whatever it is that is challenging you and give you a little bit of a deeper view, okay? So let's, as you're watching, thank you, first of all, for visiting. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. It's the last Sunday of this year. And what is it that we're not seeing that if we could just let go of it, if we could just let go and release one thing, what would Spirit have it be? What area of your mind could use a little housekeeping? Okay. And Bradley, my darling, do you happen to be Rhoda hiding in a new name? Okay, so this is the first card that sprang out of the deck, and it is the Magician card. So So as we're looking here at what is happening, sometimes I have an idea. I know exactly what I'm going to be reading, the theme of the reading before on Saturday. But today, when I woke up, I was wondering, what is it? How can Spirit guide us during this last week of the year? Some people are creating New Year's resolutions. They want to have a change for the year. My own thought pattern is around hoarding and how we hoard the negative thoughts and the negative experiences because, well, I don't know why. And sometimes we need a touch of therapy before we get over ourselves, and that's fine. But what I do know is that if I keep repeating certain thoughts to myself over and over again, like, there's nobody here for me. There's nobody here for me. I'm single. My family is busy and having a fabulous lives. All of them are living their lives. And many times they're not here right now when I want some attention. So I could just take a thought like, nobody's here for me. Nobody's here for me. And if I'm not careful, I can repeat that thought inside my mind hundreds of times a day. And that will bring about my experience. And so what you think about, you bring about. What you talk about, you walk about. So if you want to follow the leader and come with me on a journey of cleaning house and really allowing the thoughts that don't serve us to be evicted. Why do we need them? So why do I tell you all this? Because this magician throwing himself out of the deck for us to recognize we are not doing this with human tools. Good grief. If you could cheer yourself up, you wouldn't be listening. We need energetic tools, spiritual tools, so we can sweep through our spirits, our minds, and allow new growth to happen. And that's what's going to be happening this year, 2026, the year of decluttering. Declutter your spirit in 2026. How many suitcases does he have around himself? How many shoeboxes full of receipts? How many bags of broken-hearted disappointments? Absolutely a zero, right? So the promise is you are going to be showered with spiritual tools, with energetic tools. I am so glad you're here. Be sure to subscribe. I'm going to be going live regularly throughout 2026, and I'm going to be handing you the decluttering tools that you need to keep sweeping through your spirit. Every time you clip your fingernails, let it be a reminder to you that you need to clip your hoarding habit inside of holding back and keeping all those thoughts of pain and misery from the people who have disappointed you. Okay, got it? Do I have anyone on board with me? Let's just hit that heart if you are resonant with this idea of getting rid of some of the clutter of the thoughts from people who have disappointed you in the past, join me and let's do it. Let's make 2026 a day of remarkable change for all of us, okay? Good. Now, if you want me to draw the tarot cards for you personally, I'm here for you. $11.11, and I will. But this reading is for all y'all. I love saying that. All y'all, my friends, going into the new year with purpose. Okay, let's see what is happening with this. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I love, love, love this deck. I love how Spirit allows us to see ourselves so gently. So let's see what else we have. I'm going to take a peek at the bottom of the deck. Yes, beautiful. All right. So this is an example. I'm giving you guys a sample, a little sampling of the 3-card tarot reading available for you guys. And also because there is a collective of people watching along, peeking over our shoulder, if you just happen to check in, you can claim this reading for yourself. Now, I'm going to say something hard. I'm going to say something that may be painful. Is it okay with you guys if I say something that may be painful? What do you think? I'm sensing a yes. This card is my card of what I call PMS, poor me syndrome. Poor me syndrome, okay? Take a look. This figure is sitting next to a drain. And there's been so many things that have gone down the drain this year. Isn't that true? People disappointed you. Partners disappointed you. Restaurants disappointed you. Church services disappointed you. And those were only the things that disappointed me during this last year. But what we humans have a tendency to do is to cry over spilled milk. Oh, if only that would have happened. And oh, I wish that person were nicer to me. And I probably shouldn't have done this. And I probably shouldn't have done that. Right? And so this figure is feeling sorry for herself. Now, why is that important for you guys and me as manifestors for 2026? She has a bowl right on her foot. So there's a bowl right now that she's wasting. There's some blessing in her life. She's not seeing it. And it's escaping down the drain with the things that are in the past. And she has a bowl full of new life. She is so busy looking at what's going down the drain, which is the example of hoarding those thoughts. The thoughts of your failures, just hoarding them and clinging to them is separating you from your good. And so I love how this card is right here. This remedy, the magician, the promise of the energetic tools. Every time you visit my channel, you're going to hear me harping on about energy. Why? Because it works. Harp, the word harp, a harp is a musical instrument. Music is one of the tools that will help your energy. I don't ever say harp on, but I did right now. Because one of my energy tools is just being able to relax myself and trust the flow so that the stories come out. And so the magician is here with a promise. You are going to be equipped. I love how the same exact colors are here, speaking to the mess that we're in, of the self-pity. Thank you. Look at how the sun came in right at that moment. It's like fireworks from nature. And we are being equipped. I am being equipped, and I'm passing it on to you. Now, 4 of Pentacles. Her back is turned, isn't it? She is turned away from poor me. So she is the opposite. Imagine that you have two personas, 2 parts of your personality. One part is poor me, and she likes to wake up and speak her mind and make you feel like crap when things aren't working well. She's a part of your personality that comes to life and makes you feel miserable. And then you have another part of your personality that I call your future self. your future self that understands that, I'm going to use a rude word, shit happens. I mean, your future self knows that crap happens and that you have a long path of life. Can you see the path behind her? See the path? There's a long path of life with countless opportunities to get disappointed. Life is not a bowl of cherries. It's a bowl of cherries and rotten cherries. And you don't eat all of them. You pick the sweet ones. But this beautiful combination of cards is so cool for us for 2026. So that instead of collecting the negative thoughts that go with our hurt feelings, instead of continuing, and then we expect bad things to happen. Well, nothing ever works out for me, so right? If we can learn to ignore, let go of that tendency, our tendency to look at the past and whine about it, and instead trust that our inner being, look at the colors here, repeated here, the golds, that as we trust and learn our energetic tools, we declutter our spirit and our minds, and then we're ready to receive. Because if you look in the distance, see the city over here? It's such a beautiful city with everything that is necessary. But in order to get there, we have to get a hold of this PMS, poor me syndrome, this feel sorry for me, this please feel bad for me energy. It's universal. If you're here with me right now, you have some poor me energy. You may not believe it or feel it, but the people in your life that are walking on eggshells all the time because you're kind of annoyed at everyone, they would tell you you have quite a bit of that poor me energy activated. How do you deactivate it? Physical tools, yoga. Yoga detaches you from poor me beautifully without any thought, because as you twist and turn and hold those postures, when you release the posture, you detox yourself and you lift your spirits. Yoga is could be the oldest energy tool. I would say meditation, another. Tapping, as you guys know, I love to guide people and learn how to tap so you can use your acupressure points to regulate your nervous system. Okay, PMS means that your nervous system is red hot. If you're feeling sad and sorry for yourself, your nervous system is very needy at the moment. And that's where your energy tools come in. Once you know how to hold on to the good that's in your life, once you understand that gratitude is the opposite of poor me, and you begin to embody who you were born to be here, everything's going to turn around. Thank you, Spirit. I am so grateful for this, Rhoda. Thank you, darling, for letting me jump in with this example reading for the collective, because this is a key reading for us going forward. The number one lesson, we cannot rely on ourselves. We must continue to go back to source for the energy tools that'll get what we want. Okay? Excellent. All right, welcome. Hey, who's here that I haven't seen yet? And Yana, of course, welcome. Charlie, welcome. Do you know that I have a brand new family member, only a month old, and it's a little girl, and her name is Charlie. Isn't that cute? Charlee, little Charlie. So welcome to my world. And Delilah, welcome. I'm so glad to see you here today. And Be Beautiful, I am grateful you found me. I did change my name. I used to be Fish Out of Water Tarot, and a few people lost me. And so Be Beautiful, I'm so grateful to see you back here again today. Now Rhoda is next in line. Thank you, Rhoda, for giving everybody the guidance and to get your free reading. I'm using, where's my flower petal deck today? I'm using the flower petals. You can have me draw a flower card for you. All you need to do is fill out, all you need to do is to click that link, Manifest Faster. It'll take you directly to my website, and that's where you register for your free reading. And the cards are red hot. If you want a tarot reading today, it's $11.11. And I will open up 3 cards to give you a detailed reading of what you can leave behind and what you can look forward to in 2026. So this will be, I promise you, this will be the most affordable reading you will see online today for a peek into 2026. So take advantage of that. And the rest of you, if you would like a free reading, jump in, click the link, fill out the form, and I will do it for you. So Rhoda, Rhoda, I did add a couple of new readings to the menu on my site, and one of them, there is a love checkup. If you want to start the year wondering if you are set up for love, if you're single, or if you're in a couple, and you just want to turn up the temperature a little bit, bring some life back into your relationship, check out the reading for a love check-in before the end of the year. It's $9.99, and it's an audio reading. So I create the reading for you, take a picture of the cards, and then you can listen to the reading as often as you wish. So those of you wanting wisdom in love, be sure to take advantage of that reading. Okay, Rhoda, turning my attention to dear Rhoda. What flower, what beautiful bloom will match Rhoda? I'm glad for your Saturdays, Rhoda. Glad for your Saturdays. I'm glad that you were able to listen to your spirit. Oh, that's what I thought. I do flower readings with real flowers, and if you've never been to a flower reading, you guys, it's so cool, where I actually, well, I'll tell about that later. But here we go. Hi, Courtney, welcome. Oh, I'm grateful for you, Bradley. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here and being part of my world. I appreciate it all so much. So, dear Rhoda, let's see what flower. Oh, we have the lily. Beautiful. The lily. So this is what I call, hold on. It looks like a tiger lily. I thought so. And lilies actually come in many, many different colors. And of course, the Easter lily, that's what we use for celebrating the springtime and the spring, the equinox and Easter and the celebrations that happen in the spring. We often think of lilies being white, but this lily is orange. So Rhoda, good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. Now, Rhoda, my darling, this could not be a better card for you. I know enough about your life, which is like a grain of sand, to know that one of the toughest things for you when it comes to your relationships is, how do you know when to draw the line, right? How do you know when enough is enough? When you are an over accommodator, and I am guilty of over accommodating, because if somebody's not doing enough, I feel this incredible magnetic pull to step in and help them and to do it for them. For example, my kids were little, and their job was to load the dishwasher. So they would load the dishwasher in such a way that only 4 dishes could fit in it, because they would lay them the wrong way. And what I would do, of course, is go reload the dishwasher, not realizing that I was communicating to them that they were clueless. Now, as an adult, I recognize that this is not helpful. However, it's hard for me to sit quietly watching someone who's suffering. And in a way, it's why I'm so grateful to be able to read cards, because it fulfills that teacher in me that wants to say, look, there is a different way, and you can be guided. Am I the guide? Well, it seems like I am, right? Because you're here listening to guidance. But truly, what is the guide is spirit within me. And to be able to pull cards and do a reading, and then for you guys to go, oh my gosh, it sounds exactly like me. How did she know, right? That's that magical connection of a gift where I'm able to look at an image and look at words, and a story comes out of me that it happens to help people, which is fulfilling for me, which makes for a wonderful cycle of good. Okay? So, in this day today, Rhoda, when the theme of the day is to do an audit and see if you might be the hoarder of hurtful thoughts. Are you a hurtful hoarder? Now, please don't get upset if I say things that make you feel upset because truth hurts sometimes. But humans have a tendency to collect the hurtful memories and the thoughts about the pain of the past in our imagination. And it's just a mess in there. It's a pile of laundry over there. Imagine in your mind a room that's so filled with stuff that you can't walk in, okay? And you've got piled up laundry in old McDonald's bags, and you've got kids' toys that you don't even need anymore, whatever it is. I believe, Rhoda, that it's like that in our mind. And a good partnership is something for you in 2026 is the most beautiful promise ever, isn't it? What if by the end of this, what if next year at this time you had boundaries that were absolutely, you know how on the freeway they put the concrete boundaries in there when they're working on the freeway? That will be you. You will be so secure in your lane that if somebody even thinks about coming into your lane with all their problems, you're not even going to feel guilty. You're going to be able to say, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, the bumpity bumps on the side of the road. Thank you, spirit guidance, for helping me say no. Because like I said, Catherine, I'm just a human like you're a human. But I've learned how to use my tools. I use journaling. I use scripting. I use Neville Goddard's tools pretty much exclusively, and they work. Why? Because hoarding hurtful thoughts never works. It does keep you safe-ish because you never get close to anyone, and so you don't get hurt, but it doesn't work, honestly. So I did create a service. I think this idea came to me 2 weeks ago, and right now I am doing decluttering. That's what I'm calling it. I can't even say it, but divine decluttering. That's what I'm calling my energy. How can I say? I have so many processes, probably 10 different tools that I use all the time with my private clients, and they're decluttering. And that's what we need to do, is declutter our own minds, and we need to keep them clean, fresh. You don't clean your house once a year, do you? Gosh, or maybe you do. Maybe you're a real hoarder. But the problem is that we are the only ones that can say, enough. I can't be mad. If I'm, okay, Rhoda, I know I'm babbling on, but I can't help myself. Rhoda, if I'm going down the road and people keep coming into my lane, right? They just keep coming in, and I keep having to hit my brake, or I'm going to hit them. After a while, I'm going to get so frustrated, right? And I'm going to be just like this, everything in me. I'll be like, why do these people keep coming in my lane? You've got a horn. Beep, beep, right? Beep, beep. And so we have a right to take care of our space. And Southwest Airlines, I love them so much because they're funny. But I always think of them making stories up, but put your oxygen on yourself first. Because if you're exhausted going into the new year, there's only one person you have to blame. Look in the mirror, okay? So what tools do you need? I'm here for you. If you want tapping, I'm world class, and that's no brag, just fact. We get results here. If you need decluttering, I'm your girl. Take a look. The recorded readings are always going to be less expensive than talking to me privately. When you get to talk to me privately here in the lives, that is a blessing for you guys. And if you can pop in for a 3-card reading, awesome. That's a beautiful investment in who you're going to be this next year. But Good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. For you, my darling, the last part of this is right now, imagine yourself as a white lily. You're a white lily, and you don't have any, I mean, it's beautiful, but it's easily permeable. I mean, it's invisible. You know, you white just like it's invisible to us. Orange is the color of the solar plexus, right? Orange is the color, oh no, it's the color of your sacral um, chakra, okay? Your sacral chakra. So that part of you needs to be healed for sure. So again, when you come, I believe you're coming in soon for some work with me. I would love to continue our work together. Remind me, because we want to set you up with decluttering your sacral chakra so that you can be very free to rise up into your full identity, into the solar plexus, and begin to walk taking care of yourself, okay? So creativity is the language of your sacral chakra. So right now, you definitely want to take up a coloring habit, Rhoda. I brought this little book over here, and I'm going to show you guys because I do have what I call the scribbling technique that I use. And Rhoda, I suggest it for you because I am sensing you. I'm sensing like extreme fatigue and like you don't want to go on for another minute with everybody bumping into your lane. It's a pain in the royal rear end of life, and you are through with it. Is that fair, Rhoda? So what I do when I'm upset, and I need to remind myself of this because I forget and I don't do it for myself, because scribbling is so primal and it is so easy. Nobody can mess up scribbling. Now, in order to make this more powerful, I'm moving the pen to my non-dominant hand. This is a wonderful manifesting secret. It's also an example of the kinds of tools that you need to learn. Remember, our patron of 2026 is the Magician card. Our patron, carrying all the energy tools we need in his bag of tricks. That's what we're learning in 2026. Some people will profit from therapy. Great. Perfect. Some people will profit from 12 steps. Wonderful. But you need to have a toolbox that you can carry with yourself. And that's what I'm here to teach you. Now, this little piece of paper and this pen in my left hand is going to help me get rid of some hoarded thoughts right now. I am hoarding hurtful thoughts about one of my brothers. When I think of that brother, it makes me cringe deeply, okay? And so I am aware of the cringe. I don't really even know the root of it. But when I think of something that he did recently, it makes me start to squeeze my pen tighter because it hurt my feelings. So you take the feelings and hold them in your mind of someone who hurt you, and then start to scribble. And think in your mind, why did he say that? Why does he act like that? Why won't he stop? Why does this keep happening? And you just let yourself say, and you'll notice as you're scribbling with your left hand, or non-dominant hand, that it feels strange, and that's good. That's a sign that your brain is brand new. It's not scribbled like this before. Whereas with your dominant hand, it's very boring. Now, I can't explain how this works, but it does. Because as my brain physically is making my non-dominant hand scribble, I am detoxing myself. I'm regulating my nervous system, because when I think about that brother, it makes me nervous. And so as I scribble, I didn't have to write any words or try to make an affirmation up about, what a wonderful brother, what a wonderful brother he is, or any of that nonsense, because I don't know what the resolution is. But Rhoda, whatever you do,
you want to take action, to take care of yourself right now, and to line yourself up with positivity, both sides. Okay, it doesn't matter. You don't need to come to me. There are literally hundreds and hundreds and maybe thousands of tapping professionals around the world, and many of them have YouTube channels, and you can dive in. But right now, Rhoda, you need your hell yes and your hell no in place, so that you're not allowing people to enter your lane without your permission. And you're welcome. Hi, Prabhutam, welcome. Your last thing I want you to think about, okay? Now, those of you who are listening, I know that Rhoda does not mind that you piggyback onto her reading here, but because imagine a busy city near you. I used to love when I lived in San Diego, every single time I got on the freeway to go north towards Los Angeles, and the big freeway sign would say north to Los Angeles, I was just absolutely excited. And I still am. In fact, I grieve not living over there. I loved it. Okay. So, but I want you to imagine like this was like a 10-lane highway. There's 5 or more than that. 6 lanes over here and 6 lanes over, a 12-lane highway. Now, where I live right now in Tennessee, a 4-lane is a lot. Okay, 12 lanes. And imagine those 12 lanes with no lane markers, no painted lanes. Just imagine that for a minute, Rhoda. Imagine you're on the freeway and there's no painted lanes. That's what it's like to have this cluttered brain, the cluttered mind with all of those hoarded, hurtful thoughts. It's like there's no painting of the lane markers, and the only person that can paint the lane is you. Got it? Thank you so much. I loved being able to tell that message today. It's so important for a hoarder of hurts. A hurt hoarder. It's hard to say that. Okay, let me peek and see. Anybody else? Yana's here for a reading. Wonderful. If you guys would like to have a reading, Ginny, Courtney, be beautiful, you guys. Join. All you have to do is it's like a party. I love looking at my Sundays like a tarot party, and the party favor is your flower, but just the opportunity to hang out with you guys, and you can let me know how you've been doing, what's been going on. I appreciate you so much. And now we have Yana is next, and then Courtney, and then Prabhuta. Beautiful, you guys. Thank you so much. Before we get to our next free reading, which is going to be, thank you, Rhoda. Rhoda, I'm looking forward to contact from you, my dear. Okay. And Courtney, wait a second. Am I in the right order? Okay, hang on a second. I think I missed Yana. Okay, Yana's next. Okay. Hold on, you guys. I just want to make sure that's completed. Okay. And Yana. All right. Yana, I know that you have just been through some judicial stuff, legal stuff with your mom, and I know that that can be very draining. And so we will be looking into your card in just a minute. But what I wanted to do, just to demonstrate, and for the collective that's here, I'm just going to draw one of our Keepers of the Light cards, just to give you an idea of what kind of guidance comes from this deck. In order to receive a reading from the Keepers of the Light, it's $4.99. All right, so let me just pull a card out here. And just as I'm shuffling, gaze into the face of this beautiful angel and ask Spirit to speak to you through this card. And notice how the sun is just flowing in right now. Thank you, Spirit. I can feel goosebumps rising over my back. What is the message for our friends today? Okay, so I'm getting a message. It just says, look at the bottom of the deck. The bottom of the deck is where, what we're not seeing. So I feel like the theme of today's reading is what we're not seeing. So that seems perfect. Wonderful. Archangel Michael wanted to visit us. Grateful, grateful, grateful. One thing I know for sure, you guys, is that y'all really do enjoy Archangel Michael readings. Excuse me. I'm going to be doing regular Archangel Michael readings coming in the new year. I might do them on Mondays, like Archangel Michael Mondays, because there's something about this particular archangel that goes through and through and around and around. Most of the world religions that I know of have a respect for Archangel Michael, very powerful helper of God who is available for us. And for this card to come right now for us is very, very potent. Prabhutam, I was just listening to Archangel Michael music right before hopping on this reading. Yes, because we cannot do this alone. Now remember, you guys, we did have at the beginning of the reading, the card that wanted to be read first flew out of the deck, and it was the Magician card, and I read that card for us to show that what we need to do for 2026 is we need to declutter our mindsets. We need to declutter our thinking, that some of us are hoarders and that we hoard the hurtful beliefs that that come from what has hurt us in the past, that we just hoard all those hurtful memories and the hurtful thoughts. The Magician came forward to say, okay, all right, game on. Here's how we deal with it. You can't really fix it, but you can adapt. You can learn to adapt yourself. You can learn to understand your personality, and you can learn how to activate and deactivate some energies. It's all in energy work, and the tools will be provided. So that was our starting message. So if you want to listen to this, you can certainly come back when we're after the reading and watch the beginning again. But for Archangel Michael to come out right now, and it was kind of insistent. Normally, I just go through the list of free readings without demonstrating. But Archangel Michael is saying to us today that truly we do need to invest in ourselves. We do. Here, right now, you guys are investing your time. Your time is precious, and I don't take it for granted. That's why most of my readings, I think I have 3,000 readings now online. Isn't that crazy? But most of them are short, not even 15 seconds. Why? Because that's the way the world is right now. And if you need a little vitamin V for victory, you need to hear a little something that keeps you going. That's what my channel's all about. And now, through Manifest Faster, we can dive into an area that is blocking you. And if you feel like you've hoarded some of your hurt feelings in the form of thoughts because you keep thinking about what they did and how unfair it was, you need help. Archangel Michael is here for you, here for all of us with this wonderful promise. You are protected. You are so loved by the divine. You are protected. It's why you're here. Because something within you is being pulled to a better life experience. What's been going on, like right now, has been difficult, but you're pulling this sword out of the stone, like the legend of King Arthur, right? Pulling out that sword from the past and applying it to your future. Thank you, Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light. Say that out loud right now, would you? Say it out loud. Or if somebody's with you, just whisper it. Thank you, Michael, for surrounding me with your protective light. Every time you use an energy tool, you are strengthening your aura. Your aura is just the energy field that vibrates outside your body. It's not airy-fairy. Have you ever walked into a room where people were fighting, and the minute you walked in, you could feel it in the air, right? That's the aura. You can feel it. You can sense it. So you are not here alone. It's so important that you pick supportive people who can help you. My fees, my prices here on the lives are not changing. They are remaining exactly the way they are. $4.99 lets me draw this card for you. And that way, there's no more excuses. Every Sunday, you come, receive your guidance, and then walk it out. You can prove that energy work works, because it does. And those of you who have been here, and many people say there's something about my voice, they're like, what is it about her voice? Well, get this. Part of the thing about my voice is that it's like a tuning fork, right? It tunes. It helps you open, right? It's like tuning. And that I feel I am that service for people. And so here it is for free on the weekly. But if you do want a deep dive, it'll never be more than $4.99 and $11.11. If you want to talk to me live outside of this, you'll be able to see all of that information at my website. It tells you how to order. I do have a couple of readings that are for free and several that are less than $10. I don't want anyone to have to stay in a hoarded situation. I want fresh air for you. I want to declutter with you. Hold your hand and do it with me, okay? So, who is next? Yana. All right, so Yana, I know that it must feel like a relief, Yana, I'm sure, to have that business with your mom behind you. And you know how, Yana, you know what? You know how when you get a bruise and the bruise changes color as it heals, And that's what I'm seeing in my mind. It's like a black eye, where first it's purple and dark and then it turns yellow and all the different colors. And so I'm sensing that around your situation right now. I feel like the bruising that you endured when you went through the situation and your family, you may be able to relate with what we're talking about here when sometimes it's a family member that comes into our lane, right? And then we have this guilt, like it doesn't seem right to quote unquote, turn our back on our family. But sometimes in order for peace and calm to be there for you, you need to have the ability to say no to people that are it's just hard for you to stay calm, right? They make you nervous or anxious. Okay, so what is our message for our dear Yana? What are you trying to show? Well, Yana, you know what? All these colors kind of look like the colors of a bruise too, don't they? And so I feel like part of that healing is in these cards for you, Yana. Okay, here's a card. And we have the gardenia. The gardenia is such a beautiful fragrance, isn't it? Are you familiar? Gardenia, listen to the divine whispers stirring in your heart. All right, so Yana, I would definitely get a candle, a gardenia candle. All right, because now that now that this experience is behind you, you are on that healing journey. And sound is going to be, your senses are going to be part of your healing. Smell, hearing, sight. These outer senses of yours are going to teach you about being human, okay? Take a breath. You really do need quiet, don't you, Yana? And Spirit is granting you that. And Spirit is asking you to choose the silent way, okay? If you have a pencil, you might want to write that down. Choose the silent way. And I feel that would be true for everyone. There's no accident that you're watching this reading right now. Whoever you are, welcome. You might be brand new here. You might be have never stopped by one of our readings before. I'm Catherine, and this message is all about what thoughts arise within me and the stories that come when I look at the cards. That tends to help people. It's rather mysterious. And so as you approach silence and you learn of the power of silence, things are going to fall into place. The divine has been whispering to you all along, Yana, but sometimes when the divine has advice that's hard, especially if you have a hard time with boundaries, it's hard for you to say no. If that's true for you, there have been many times when the divine whispered to you, it's okay to say no, Yana, but you didn't believe it, right? And so it feels unfair to say no. Those kinds of thoughts are causing you to feel so fatigued. Of course, it's okay to tell people to stay out of your lane. Archangel Michael is going to be a big part of your healing journey, for sure. So do pray and ask Archangel Michael to come and strengthen you. There are decks of cards devoted to Archangel Michael that aren't very expensive. They're okay, and perhaps you would want to do that. Okay. Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, Prabhutam says, a wise guru said that silent and listen are the same letters arranged differently. Oh, isn't that true? Oh my gosh, I got goosebumps. I love that. Thank you so much. And so, Yana, let me write down, because some of you know, I have been a meditator for many years, but I meditated with guided meditations. So they would like tell me a story and I would listen and I loved it. And lately I've been doing some work with a man named Henry Shookman. The app is called The Way. And if you go over to The Way and look it up, they offer a 12-session free opportunity to learn with Henry and see if you like it. And then after that, they have a scholarship program, and they also are very low priced because honestly, if he teaches so crystal clear, he's probably, well, for sure the best meditation teacher that I've ever, me personally, that I have known. And he's written a couple books that I love, and it's helping me listen and to believe, even with this channel, you guys, and Yana. With this channel right now, I want to be on here a lot. I want to help people for sure. But there's a lot of times when I have thoughts about, quote, growing my channel, quote, being a content provider, being on YouTube and all that. And if I start thinking those things, it makes me think, oh my gosh, I'm not on enough. I need to be on every day. I need to be on more and more and more. But that's not at all what's good for my energy. It's not even close, because I learned from a wonderful woman named Pam Grout that if it's not fun, it's not sustainable. If it's not fun, it won't last. And this is true of relationships. It's true of the work you do. It's true of friendships. It's true of everything. Now, so what happens is that we're always on the treasure hunt to find what is fun in it, what is pleasurable. Sometimes we're going to get a hell no, and we're not going to be doing the thing. So for me, yesterday, I could have done a live, and the decision I made to not do one was something that was not easy for me. Anytime I say no, I can feel a cringe, but it's not the same as forcing myself to do something. And I do want to have fun with my channel. I want to have fun with you guys. I'm a better reader when I'm having enjoyment. And so let that be a lesson for you, Yana. Okay, so your mission is learn about tools. Now, there's a book that's called Thank and Grow Rich, and it is fabulous. And I don't know if it's available
in your language or not, but you do have good English. So Think and Grow Rich. It's not Think and Grow Rich. It's Thank and Grow Rich by Pam Grout. This lady is a rock star. She knows what it means to get kicked in the teeth by life and keep going no matter what. Her 22-year-old daughter passed away in 2019 because of a brain aneurysm. No kidding. And it was her only child. And she continues to write books and encourage people about finding gratitude for all things. She's a rock star. So Thank and Grow Rich is a book. It's a book of experiments, and it teaches about giving thanks no matter what, and it teaches how life will improve if you do. Now, what happened for me personally with this woman is that she has another book called E Squared. And E Squared, if you're not familiar, you would love it. E Squared is a book, it has 9 energy experiments that will prove to you that there's something to this manifesting stuff. It proves to you that the divine is conspiring with the universe, and together good things happen to people who are overwhelmingly grateful in life. I'm listening right now to the autobiography, a memoir by Henry Winkler, the actor who acted in Happy Days, and he was known as the Fonz. He has more reason to have a chip on his shoulder than everybody. I mean, he was born with a severe learning disability. He was not popular in school and was bullied a lot, and he ended up being world famous and has written books and is an actor and talking about the power of a positive mental attitude. His book I highly recommend if you want to, Henry Winkler's autobiography. And after I read E Squared, I had so many remarkable things happening. A free cruise showed up. Money, 5-figure sum of money showed up for me out of the blue. But little things. People would buy me coffee all the time. People would offer me gifts out of the blue, where I was supported beautifully for a year. And I wrote about it, actually. I wrote to her, and I thanked her for writing E Squared because I had such fabulous results. Well, guess what? She interviewed me. She contacted me and said, Catherine, I'd love to put your story in my book called Thank and Grow Rich. It teaches people how to manifest using gratitude. Would you like to be part of my book? I'm not even kidding you guys. I couldn't believe my ears. She's like Oprah in my world. Pam has changed my life through her writing, and now she included me in her book. Well, after the book came out, I was interviewed by a woman in New Zealand who wanted to talk about my story because she read about me in Pam's book. So she arranged this interview with me, and I thought it was audio interview. I don't do video. That's why I don't have my face on here. It's just my thing. My privacy is important to me, and so I don't put my face out there. And so, but little did I realize it was a video interview. So she trapped me, the universe trapped me actually, because it was supposed to be video all along. I just didn't know it. So we turned on the Google Chats or whatever it was, and I hopped on a video. The next day, my readership on my blog went up like 800 people, which at the time, that was in 2016, where all of a sudden my website jumped. Manifest Faster just had a huge leap. Well, what happened was that lady Pam Grout, the author, put that lady's video on her channel, which had 40,000 fans. And so ever since then, 2016, the book was published. Ever since then, even now, I still have people that go to manifestfaster.com thanks to Pam. So I always recommend, if you feel stuck, Yana, if you're still here, anyone who really needs that boost, this book won't lead you astray, because even if you don't get exactly what you thought you wanted,
You will be filled with pleasure and joy at what you experience. Make sense?
I hope so. And I'm here for you, Jan. I have oodles of readings available. I have a big menu of readings that are priced fairly, where I can work with you personally. So do take advantage of that, okay? All right, let's see. And now we're going forward. Let's see who's here next. Whoops, sorry. Next, okay. Next we have Courtney. Hi, Courtney. Welcome. I saw that you missed the last live, and I appreciate you leaving that comment, letting me know. I appreciate you for signing up. Hipsy is doing the best they can to notify people when I'm going live, and also all of my readings are available for you over there. I do have a couple of readings that are no charge at all, that you will find, and then there are several audio readings. Those are the most affordable for sure, and because honestly, live is not as important as recorded. Is it fun to be on the phone with me live? Of course, duh. But if you get a video or audio reading, you get the advantage of being able to watch again, and you would be shocked at what you listen. You think, oh, I didn't hear that the first time. Okay, so Courtney, let's see, you are here for your flower card. Aw, lots of wounding opportunities. A lot of spice and time for yourself right now. And next week, I know things take time, but I don't know. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. I do look at these Sunday readings, I do look as a place where we can come together, we can have linked intention that we do want to experience a happier week, a more fulfilling week, that we would like to have more calm and we would enjoy more peace. If any of you can relate to that, just hit
that little heart down there and join in, because I'm sure positive that Courtney does not mind if you tag along and piggyback with her reading. All of us, that's it, awesome. All of us that are gathered right here, right now, we are for sure wanting for the divine to meet us where we are, right? And we want the divine to guide us. And so that's my goal on the Sunday morning tarot parties, that if you just have a second, you can pop in, listen to a quick reading, and carry your energy forward into the week. Okay, so Courtney, so I bet, just because I tend to attract a lot of similar people, so I bet you, or I assume you might have a little bit of a hurt feeling hoarding issue going on over time. That part of the issues of going through more harmful experiences, right? You go through emotionally harmful experiences and you experience being hurt. And it sucks. But you look at it and you think, oh my gosh, this is a pattern. This is not the first time this has happened. It's happening again. When you have repeating drama, okay, so drama keeps repeating, that's your sign that you are stuck in a pattern. That you have a pattern, like a spider web, that your energy keeps bringing to you similar personalities, similar problems. That's just a sign that you have some hoarding going on, that your mind is so cluttered with past thinking, there's no room for new programming, right? To build a new foundation, to change who you are expressing yourself to be. Every personality has a positive and a negative side, okay? What's your birth sign? Tell me again, Courtney. I'm going to give you guys a little tip here. What is your birth sign? I'm putting a resource in here. It's the astrology guy on YouTube. And if you want to laugh and cry all at the same time,
then you definitely want to take a look at the astrology guy, because he does these fantastic tutorials. Oh, Leo, right. Oh, you got to go. Courtney, I forgot. Sorry. I try to remember when y'all are here before. But Courtney, you will love, don't go now. Wait and listen to your reading. But the astrology guy, he's so good. And you want to look for the do's and don'ts of dating a Leo. Okay, and then you guys who are listening, do the same thing. So you want to look up the do's and don'ts of dating and then put your birth sign. I'm Scorpio. Okay, so what happens is when you look it up, the first part, he talks about what's the best part of dating a Leo. So he tells about your strengths, how fabulous you are, how fun you are, how fiery you are, blah, blah, blah. And you're listening and you're excited because you're like, hell yes, hell yes. Okay. Then at the end of the reading, he talks about why you don't want to make a Leo mad. Because if you have an upset Leo on your hands, this is what you're going to deal with. Well, when he lists that stuff, he's right on. He's so right on. And you can't get mad at anyone because he's adorable. And plus, there's nobody there triggering you. It's just being called out, okay? For me as a Scorpio, it stung, but I deserve to be stung. I sting people. My sarcasm is world class when somebody pisses me off. I can let it out. But I also have hurt people accidentally by being just a little bit like what do you call it, where I just kind of heckle them a little bit, but it's fully sarcastic, okay? So when I listen to why you don't want to make a Scorpio upset, I learned something about myself, and I started to take steps to make myself more approachable. So that's the part about Courtney, when you tend to hoard your hurt feelings a little bit, it's like you get lopsided, right? Like you're on a teeter-totter, a seesaw, and you don't have enough weight on this side to bring it to even, right? Because the negative thoughts that are living in your mind, the beliefs you're carrying about the hurts from the past are so crowded, there's no room. So energy work, whether it's tapping, yoga, meditation, any kind of somatic therapies, Rolfing. There's so many deep works right now that are designed to even out your nervous system and help you balance. Okay, Courtney, I'm here for you. You've been on a couple of readings. If you feel like a session would be helpful, all that information you'll find on my website, okay? So anyway, I wanted to do that little bit of a teaching because I'm a teacher. I used to be a speech therapist, and then after that, I taught golf for 10 years, and I love to teach. I've been teaching life skills like this for 25 years now. I was in religious activities before I became a reader, and so I guess I've been teaching life skills for my whole life. I'm kidding, but not really, because people have asked my advice ever since I was a kid. Okay, so good. All right, so what is our beautiful flower visiting for Courtney, especially for this week as she's going through experiencing some pain, a little bit of painful emotional movement going on for Miss Courtney. And what is our wisdom for today? There we go. Always wait for a card to flip and show itself. Courtney, gladiolus, set boundaries. Can you believe these cards are coming out like this today? You guys, love it. Each card has knit itself to its sisters and brothers. Okay, gladiolus. Set boundaries well to ensure good growth. Courtney, I know you've been here for a little while. You've heard me chirping on about the boundary issue again. But for you, I want you to pull up that image of thinking of a highway, the busiest highway near where you live, wherever that is. 4-lane, 6-lane, 8-lane. I want you to pull that picture up in your mind, and those of you who are watching in, do the same thing. And imagine that there's no stripes painted on the freeway. Okay? Imagine there's no stripes painted on the wall at all. On the freeway, on the ground. would be a mess, right? A complete mess. And then I want you to imagine that there is a stripe painter. And imagine the stripe painter. So he's carrying a bucket and he's got a brush and he's painting the stripe onto the highway. I've never said this or thought of it before, Courtney. This is totally your message. And imagine how dangerous it would be, right? It would be undoable. He couldn't do it. He doesn't have the right equipment. And it's dangerous. It's effing dangerous. Okay? So what does this mean? What it means is it's a team project. You are on a team project when it looks at 2026. So I love that the gladiola has shown up. First of all, it's a flower that keeps on blooming. It blooms on a stalk and it just keeps opening and opening in different stages. So in 2026, you're going to be calling a lot. Yes, glad. It sounds like gratitude. Prabhutam, I wish you were here. I would want to have a big hug. You so coast on my vibe. I love it. But each of these, the dead flowers will collect at the bottom, right? And then the living flowers will keep blooming and blooming. And then as you take those, it's called deadheading. And as you take those dead flowers off, it makes for more growth. Now, what does this mean? Boundaries are key. It is so important. I do gather a lot of people who are what we call over accommodators. An over accommodator is somebody that picks up the slack and does work that other people should be doing for themselves. Are you busted? If somebody doesn't do something correctly, it's almost impossible for you to endure it. For some reason, you are driven to fix other people's problems. If this energy is any way you, Courtney, then you need to know only two things. It's very simple. You need to know hell yes and hell no. But most people do not have that skill. Life has taught them to be meh, right? Life has taught them to be even. Don't pick a side. It's safest. And it doesn't work like that because over accommodators always attract one kind of person. An under accommodator. It's true. And I didn't make this up. This is like old knowledge. So you pick up an unaccommodator, they are going to let you pick up the laundry. They're going to let you pay for everything. They're going to let you take care of everything. Why would a beautiful over accommodator, helpful, wonderful, wonderful person, why would that person attract somebody that was so helpless? Believe it or not, it's about evolution of your personality, because we attract what we need to learn from. So for you to advance in 2026, you're just going to be able to set an intention. And I love, maybe I should do a New Year's Eve. Maybe we should do a New Year's Eve reading and do a fire ceremony. I think that would be really fun. But to try to say to the new year, okay, this is my intention. I want to know my hell yes, and I want to know my hell no, because life in hell maybe is hell. Life in hell maybe is truly hell. Because if you're pinning your joy on somebody else's change, you're sunk. You're sunk. I think it was Oprah had a quote that said, if you think that somebody's reaction to life is the same as yours, you're going to be a very disappointed human. If you think that someone else's reaction to a situation will be the same as yours, you're going to live as an extremely disappointed human. What that means is you have to speak up and say what you want. You can't assume that people are going to read your mind. But in order to do that, you have to set boundaries for people. And in order to do that, Courtney, you have to set boundaries for yourself. For yourself. Meaning when you look in the mirror, if you want to make a choice to eat something or go somewhere, whatever is your life this week, stand in front of the mirror and say, should I really go to the coffee shop today? Is it a hell yes? How much do I want to go to that place today? How much, for me personally, how much do I want to do a reading today? And if it's not hell yes, to trust that the universe is going to provide for me and you, and to not do it. Okay, got it? Hell yes, hell no. That is your key for going into 2026. Does that make sense for you, Courtney? Courtney, I would love to do a private reading for you. Take a peek, please, at the readings that are available. It's very affordable. And then I would absolutely love to dig in and read more cards for you particularly. If you are here and you just want to have a personal reading here on this live when I'm speaking to you, it's $11.11, and I'll draw 3 cards for you and give you a better look into what to expect in the new year. So you are welcome, Courtney. Thank you. And Sandra, welcome. Come on aboard, Sandra. Where are you? Sign up for a reading, my friend. I haven't read a card for you for a long time. All you have to do is click the Manifest Faster. I know it's a little odd to use my website right now, and I just want to explain to you guys, when you use my website, it makes my life so much easier. Now, some of you guys hit the thumbs up. That's your sign of love to me. I love it so much. It's my flowers. It helps me keep doing what I'm doing, because I do love doing it. I love doing the readings for you guys. Then, also, of course, when you purchase a reading, that helps support me, my life, and my channel. But what you don't realize is just simply by tuning in and being here and saying hi and being part of the energy, you would just make me feel the confidence to just keep on going and keep on doing what I'm doing. Hi, Salama. Welcome. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Prabhuta, you have been so patient, my friend. I really appreciate you guys. And Salama, you are here for your reading. Good. I super appreciate your open-heartedness, your openness. For those of you who are just joining me right now, I want to review just a tiny bit. The card that came out first for us in today's readings was the Magician card. I pulled it out so that I could... Yes, the first card that came out, it flew out of the tarot, and it was just an announcement. I felt like Spirit stepped out to announce that we are going to be looking into 2026 with the Magician as our core energy, because we are being called to some big changes. Part of our issues as we go forward is that we can carry with us old thoughts and beliefs that we simply don't need anymore, and they can land within you. They can land within your heart and within your imagination, and it's like seeds. They can grow up into a thorny vine. Let me explain. Every time you've had hurt feelings, if you've lost your job, if you're searching for love and it's nowhere to be found, if you have boyfriends or girlfriends in the past who cheated on you, if you were hurt by a brother, a sister, a parent, if there was any sort of drama or trauma in your life, at a certain point, it can tie you up as tight as this, tighter than any cocoon of any caterpillar, and impossible to receive the good that life has for you, because in truth, our minds are filled to the brim, filled to the ceiling with hoarded hurts, that we can have a hoarded hurt problem. This occurred to me about 2 weeks ago, and I thought about the show about the hoarders and how people don't want to throw away anything, right? And that their home can be completely consumed and filled with garbage. Have you ever seen that? You can YouTube it, it's pretty shocking. But that's how many of us live. Our mind is filled to the brims with the thoughts and the hurts from things that have happened to us in the past. So this is what started us today. And now what we're looking for is, what do we need to fix that? And what we need is energetic tools. The Magician is a card that has all the tools necessary. So it is, if as Spirit has come to us speaking through the cards today, say, okay, great. Here are your energy tools. Let's declutter your mind. Does your mind need some decluttering? If you need decluttering in your mind, and I'm going to say yes to give you guys an example because I do. I mean, good grief, you guys, you have no idea. My mind can go running off like a bad dog, a dog who's running around the house peeing on everything. I'm sorry to be gross, but that's how my mind can be. Thinking about some failure I had or some person I disappointed. And I need to step up to the plate and say, no, hell no. I am blessed to my core. There I have people that love me. I have a roof over my head. I have these beautiful community of people who visit me all the time here on YouTube. And as I turn myself to gratitude, things clear out of the way. So I am the only one here who is, hi Krista, who is a hoarder of hurt feelings. Okay, come on, you guys. I'm sure I'm not. And, okay, we can make it easier. Let's just hit the shocked face emoji. Thank you. I'm going to give you an example. If you have hurt feelings that are cluttering up your mind, then give me some flowers. Okay, perfect. Excellent. So I know I'm in the right place. So, who do we have next? We have Prabhuta. So Prabhuta asks a fabulous question, which is a very general question. What's going to go on in your love life? So Prabhuta, the first thing I'll remind you, you do want to take a look at my readings here because I have a reading that's exactly for love life in as one of the options. And if that's doable for you, I would love to pull cards for you when it comes to love for next year. So you'll find that it's the first reading in my little shop on my website. So check it out. Meanwhile, let's see, what flower do we have? Hi, Leanne. Leanne, if you want to have a reading, you're welcome to sign up for a reading. I think I remember that you were here one time before. I may be wrong on that. But anyway, there's my website. Things have changed since you've been here, Leanne. So go ahead and register for your reading right there at Manifest Faster. And Sandra, I see Salama is next, and then comes Sandra. Okay, so now it is Prabhuta. Prabhuta's love life. What flower is here to bless my friend Prabhuta? This one is jumping. Turn on a light here. Oh, the rose, how beautiful. Rose, you are divinely loved and protected with grace. You are divinely loved and protected with grace. So roses, of course, are a flower that everybody equates with love. Isn't that true? And I know that each flower, each rose color has a special significance. So that's the first thing that I want to say to you, Prabhuta, is that you want to Google the meaning of a yellow rose. This is a yellow rose, and it has shadows. The shadows are showing up as orange. And so what that's telling me is that as you go into 2026, when it comes to love, creativity is going to be huge, hugely important. It's in the shadow right now, because the yellow rose is not being completely yellow, right? So there's shadows within the yellow rose that are beautiful. So Prabhuta, it seems that there are parts of your personality that are hard for you to accept, they're hard for you to deal with, that you might be embarrassed sometimes or feel anxious. So please put into the chat what your birth sign is, because I'd like to see your astrological sign. Well, I was speaking before about the astrology guy. I am not an astrologer. I enjoy astrology, but the astrology guy it helped me so much to recognize, honor, and enjoy the personality types of the different signs. Because that I know for sure, as I have worked with so many people over time with readings and with life skills, because that's what I teach, life skills to people, social skills, and how to connect with people. And so as I've done that and I ask for their birth sign, there's certain activities and behavior patterns and the way they think that is it's just inexplicably tied into their birth sign. So even if a person denies it and says, I don't believe any of that, that's okay. If I know they're an Aries, I'm going to know a little bit about them and help make the information more digestible. So thank you. So Cancer. So Leanne, there's only one way to get an answer, and that is to register on my website. Okay, so if you want a reading, just register on the website and I will put you into the queue. Right now we have 2 people ahead of you, Salama and Sandra. Okay, so here with your Cancer, because I'm only familiar with the tropicals, so I'm just going to deal with that. So Cancer, one of the things that is very dear about you is how deeply you feel things. I mean, if you saw a stick on the street, you might tear up because you're hoping it didn't get wounded when it fell off the tree. I'm just teasing you a little bit. But the fact is, though, that tenderness that you have has gotten in the way of your love life because it's so important. Talk about those hell yeses and hell nos. If you don't know hell yes, hell no, you compromise too much. And if you compromise too much, then you become overshadowed. And so you are divinely loved by the divine. So as you go into your question about love for this next year, you are going to want to have sealed in your knowing, concretely sealed within your knowing, that your soulmate is your soul. Okay? Source and you collectively building that relationship with your own soul. As you take steps to do that, and that you know that you are divinely loved by spirit, you won't be tempted to go outside your boundaries anymore. The only protection for any human is the divine. But for a Cancer, and do you know where your moon is? But for a Cancer especially, you need tools. Now remember, our first card of the reading was that beautiful magician card, remember? And the magician is promising that it all will be yours if you use your tools. Now we've talked about several true tools today that work, and one of them is tapping. I do tapping. Oh, Scorpio. I'm Scorpio Sun, so that would explain why we are linked. And with the Scorpio Moon, the astrology guy also does a video on understanding your Scorpio Moon, so I would definitely do that. Okay, Prabhutam? You need to learn some skills. Whatever has happened in the past has caused your mind to become cluttered with fear and doubt and other feelings and thoughts. And so as that clutter is filling your mind, there's simply no room for more than a toothpick's worth of love. All right? So as you figure out what tools will you use going into 2026, that is going to be anchored in creativity. Are you a musician? Are you an artist? Did you used to play an instrument as a child? Is there an instrument collecting dust in your home? And mind you, the rest of you guys who are just listening in, if you feel busted by some of this and you're feeling like, hey, I'm feeling it, it's messages for you too. Part of the beauty of doing work for the collective is that we all can receive, including myself. I have my art supplies are collecting dust. I have painting projects that are halfway done, and I have crochet projects that are not collecting dust because I'm protecting them in a bag. But there are things I need to do creatively that will unclutter my own mind. The easiest way to declutter yourself self-help wise is creativity. When you're aligned with the Creator, guess what? You're aligned with the Creator. That means more creations come your way, okay? If you're aligned with the Creator, things move along more quickly. To manifest faster, you need the tools. I teach all the tools here on my channel. You'll find out as you read through the descriptions. I do have a service that's a decluttering service where we will meet. I will read the card. Well, it's a recording. So I do a video. I record your cards and then teach you the decluttering tools that are called for by the reading. And people can be decluttered monthly, right? Every month you get your decluttering service. That will help you because it's many times it's not do it yourself, but creativity is the key. So for you, Prabhuta, what can you do that's creative? Some people say, nothing, I'm not creative at all. Well, we learned that's not true because we talked about using the scribbling technique for doodling when you're upset with somebody, where you just put a pen to a pad and scribble. This is creative, okay? So reach out, Prabhuta, and keep your eye peeled for when I go live. And also, those of you that are here now, I am going to do on New Year's Eve, I'm going to do a fire ceremony. I'll actually create a safe way for me to create a little fire right here, and we'll have some fun together because I love this energy for 2026. I love that the magician showed up with the promise of energetic tools that will be delivered to us this year, okay? And so creativity is a big part of your story, my friend, Prabhuta. And so do look up the spiritual meaning of the yellow rose. I think that will be helpful for you also. Okay, Leanne, wonderful. I saw that you were able to sign up. Perfect. Some people, when they sign, they try to use the link and it doesn't seem to work real well for them. And I always apologize for that. You know how the internet can be a little bit unreliable. And I so appreciate it. So Salama is next. But before Salama goes, I want to create a reading from the Oracle. I'm feeling that the Oracle wants to speak. These are beautiful cards by Kyle Gray. They're called the Keeper of the Light. And I'm just sensing that one of the Oracle, one of the figures has a word for us. And I want to give you an example. If you'd like me to pull your own Oracle card so you can see which Keeper of the Light is here for you personally, it's $4.99. But just because you're here by fluke, there's no flukes in life. Everything happens for a reason. Let's draw a card for you, my friends. Oh my goodness, can you believe this, Prabhuta? I mean, this makes me, okay, sometimes when I'm doing the tarot readings, the same card will come out more than once. Like I might pull 2 or 3 different tarot decks, and like the magician might show up 2 or 3 times, and it blows me away, just the serendipity of it. But to have creativity come out, oh my God, is right. This is a complete confirmation for you, okay? So take a breath. And this card has a lot of blue in it, which makes me think it's around your voice. So you may be an actor, you may be a musician, a singer of some sort, you may be a speaker, you may be being called to do public speaking. Something's going on here for you, Prabhuta. Yeah, I have goosebumps all over here. Thank you, angels, for helping me to express my inner creator. So the Spirit God Source loves you so much, Prabhuta, that not only are you here at the right time in the right place, but your very card that was selected for you is delivered with an affirmation, right? So write that down. And the rest of you guys, if you're stuck about anything, one of your wisest energy tools is simply to ask the angels to help you find your inner creator. Of course, the creator wants to co-create with us. We need to just recruit the angels and the angel kingdom and source to connect us deeply with our inner creator. Okay? So, good, write that down. This is the purpose of using these different decks, because I want always for everyone to have a selection, a menu. What is it that will best serve you today when you're looking forward to 2026? What do we need to let go of? How can I get a reading from Catherine? How to get a reading from me is simply to go to my website, which you'll find right there. And once you get to the website, you'll see where to order your reading. You have 3 choices today. One is your flower reading, which is our flower petals. The next is the oracle reading, which is the keepers of the light. And the third is the tarot, where I will pull 3 tarot cards for you and let you have a deep peek into 2026. Okay, thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up if you're having a good time. I appreciate it. It so helps me, you guys, when you leave comments, especially comments after the video is posted, and you come back and give me any kind of comment. It helps my channel so much, and it helps me, and I appreciate that. I made the things I wish about, and am I doing this is angelic encouragement. Absolutely. So yes, I love that. So there's a tip that I learned just yesterday. I'm going to give it to you, Prabhutam, because one of the things that happens when you come to my channel is I share with you the resources and other teachers and other readers that teach me so that we can all learn together. But there's something that this woman taught about using your list, and so I want to put it in here. So now that you have your list of things, the happy stuff you want to do in 2026, she suggested that you write it again using this language. Hang on, I'm just typing it this way, it's quiet. Okay. It says, I would just love if something would happen. So let's say that you want a car. Let's say a happy thing for you would be have a new car next year. You could say, I would just love if I got a new car. You say you want to meet somebody, you want to have a partner. I would just love it if I had a partner. Okay, so you want to just use that terminology. I would just love it. And what she suggested was it's so playful and lighthearted. It's less pressure than saying, I want this or I must have it. So you can just add that if you wish, only if you wish. Most important for me is that things stay playful and lighthearted. I think it's so important for us because, what is it? There's a scripture that says, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine. Isn't that a wonderful scripture? And I really feel, too, that in every single holy book around all the globe with all the religions, there would be something that was true like that, right? Don't you think? And I don't know all the holy books, but I know there are lots of them. Because it's true, a grateful heart doeth good like a medicine. Okay, who's next? Salama. Okay, so we got Prabhuta. Thank you for being here, being so helpful for my channel today and encouraging everyone. So, Prabhuta, I appreciate that. Okay, so we're looking for a special reading for our dear friend Salama. And Salama is going through a tough chapter. The universe has its work cut out for her with our dear friend Salama, because 2025 has just had a lot of challenges. So if everybody could just throw a few hearts to our dear Salama and just flood her with knowing that even though it's so hard to believe it, that Spirit always has your back and always wants the best for you. Blessed for you. I said blessed. Okay, so for our friend Salama, what is our flower message today? Brave, courageous, so hard to keep going when things feel unfair. So hard. But there is so much beauty in nature. There's our card, Salam. I can't wait to see. You are welcome. Good. Is it nighttime over? I don't know. It must be. You guys are way different time from me. Okay, Daphne. What pleases us most shapes us. Daphne. First of all, I had a dog named Daphne. She was a boxer. So I can never look at the word Daphne. Oopsie. Hold on a second. Hold on just for a second, you guys. I just need to grab my adapter for my electricity so I don't go off. Good boy, Murphy. You're so quiet today. You're such a good boy. Very good. We're back. One of my childhood dogs was Daphne, and so whenever the word Daphne to me means love. Okay, it means love, because that dog, one of my very first pets. Pets are just all about love, 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 love. And so, Salama, what pleases us most shapes us. So when I was talking before about how our minds can be so cluttered with the thoughts about how unfair life is, or when life has, we just are in a place. We never thought we would be in this place. And it's not at all pleasure. There's nothing good about my life. And your mind gets so filled with that it shapes you. And suddenly the world seems like a terrible place to live in because of the clutter in our mind. And so this flower for you, Salama, for all the people that are here today, that there needs to be a way for you to find something that pleases you. That no matter how things look, that there's something that is pleasurable. And I know that could be really hard for sure. So flowers are something that are very good at lifting our spirits. So for you, Salama, I wonder, is there a flower market somewhere near you where flowers are sold? Here in the States, we have our markets on the weekend where people sell produce and flowers and that sort of thing. And so it would be so good for you if you could find where flowers are sold, so that you could simply walk amidst the flowers and smell them and enjoy their beauty. Touch their petals, feel how soft they are. Another thing that can bring pleasure is touching fabric. There may be somewhere near you that sells fabrics. And if you walk in, the pleasure in your eyes and your hands as you touch the fabric, this would be very beneficial for you, because what pleases you shapes you. And as you find things that please you, you will be uplifted. When you're uplifted, it's more likely that you will be in the right place at the right time. It's very difficult to find your footing when life has been unfair. All I can tell you, Salama, is that the practice of gratitude has seen me through unemployment. It has seen me through divorce. It's seen me through a difficult disease when I was sick. Gratitude has seen me through when people have put me into no contact. No one is free from painful experiences, but gratitude can lift us out of it, okay? So again, be noticing this week, because I know you come regularly to the readings. Notice this week what brings you pleasure, particularly when you are, hold on just a second, particularly when you are in your normal everyday life. Notice and honor pleasure for yourself, okay? Okay. There you are, my friend. And next we have Sandra, and then we have Leanne. Very good, you guys. Thank you so much for helping me test my systems and get using the registration. So helpful. I know some of you have been to my channel a lot, and I never used to have this. But then I would miss people. I would be doing the readings, and people would say, wait a minute, you forgot me. And I just couldn't keep track of everything. And I'm so grateful for this website now. It's helping me out. So, Sandra. Oh, Sandra just recently lost her dad. So can everybody let's send some hearts over to Sandra, please. It's so hard when these things happen. It's still fresh, especially first time through the holidays. Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's it. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. So Sandra, I do offer a free grief reading, and so for people just like you, okay? So now that you're here on my website, or when you go over to Manifest Faster and you scroll down to the bottom, it shows you to go see the recorded readings or tell more about your advisor. And then as you scroll through those readings, you will find one for grief, okay? It's called Free Grief Relief, and I very much would honor me to gift you with that reading. And you guys, if you know anyone who's lost someone, I am here to serve you in that way. I'm a hospice volunteer, and I also worked at the pet cemetery for a year and a half, and I'm very mindful of what it takes to transition when you lose someone. So yes, please do pop in for that reading if you can, okay, Sandra? All right, let's take a look. What is a flower card for our friend Sandra going through this loss of her dad? It's very tender. What is the flower message? There it is. Aw, daffodil. Aw, the sun shines brighter when you are here, daffodil. Okay, The sun shines brighter when you are here. So I feel like this is kind of a twisted message a little bit for you, Sandra. Sandra's been with me for years now. Because what I'm sensing is that this is feels like your energy, that when it comes to your dad, you believe, there's a part of you that believes so strongly that the sun shines brighter when they were here, right? So it's almost as if the sun has gone dim and that it's not even bright anymore for you. Isn't that true? That you woke up and all of a sudden the color TV wasn't color anymore. It's all black and white. And so this does show me that you are definitely in the midst of grief. And grief, of course, is not easy, and it's not the same. That grief is not the same for any humans. You know, like all snowflakes are different, where this is all humans deal with grief in a completely different way. And so this daffodil is here to say that it's important that you take care of yourself. I love how it's called Narcissus and then pseudo-narcissists. This is such a cool message, Sandra, because narcissism is like putting yourself first. Like nobody likes a narcissist, right? We all, that person is a narcissist. But what this says is pseudo-narcissist. It's not narcissistic to take care of yourself after somebody has passed away. It's false that you're being selfish to take care of yourself. Grief is so important, and there's steps that I know help, and one is a grief group, and I wonder if you have found a grief group. They're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. There are people with all different stages of grief, and you feel welcomed and you cared for. I highly recommend. I went to a grief group once when I was hospicing because one of my patients passed away. I only knew her for 2 weeks, but I was feeling sad for her family, so I went to the grief group, and it was just food for your soul. You are not alone. If getting to a grief group feels too much for you, there are grief groups online. As a matter of fact, I have resources that I want to send to you, Sandra. So it's possible for me to send a message to you here on Hipsy, or on my website here, it's Hipsy or Manifest Faster. I will send you a folder that has some resources in it. If you can come to the grief reading, that way I can attach it there. So I'm going to wait for a little bit, Sandra. Do go over to that page on my Manifest Faster site. You'll see a place that says other readings, and scroll through, find the grief reading and sign up for it, and then I'll send you some resources, okay? Because this is cool. Another thing, we do see another yellow flower, which is the solar plexus, and my parents are both passed now, and I can tell you that after your parents pass, you do have a shift. You feel differently about life and about everything. And so as a person who this happened 12, 13 years ago, and I'm beyond the place where I was when it very first happened, your sense of identity is going to open and change. The orange, creativity, so important. I will be doing, in the new year, I'm going to be demonstrating energy tools. The other day I demonstrated coloring as an energy tool, and using the scribbling. I'm going to be teaching different energy tools, and I hope you'll be able to just keep coming back to the channel, Sandra, because I do have some things that will help you. Creativity is helpful. Yes, so again, everybody who can, let's send love to our friend Sandra. Very difficult time when our parents pass. Very difficult. And I am here for you, Sandra. Take a look. If there's any service that I can offer, please do reach out. Okay, and now Leanne. Thank you, Leanne, for being so patient. And Marlon, okay. Hi, Shy. Welcome. If you would like to have a card, I'm going to be here for a bit longer, so I am totally happy to read a card for you. You just have to register on my website right there. So Marlon, okay, so this message, I don't know what Marlon really wants you to know, but what I do know is that Spirit loves you, Leanne. Spirit loves you. Spirit wants nothing more for you than for you to have soul satisfaction, okay? Soul satisfaction, that feeling deep in your being that you're in the right place at the right time, that you're connected with the right people who do right by you. Sound fair? Sound reasonable? Okay, so when it comes to this reading, what Spirit is going to do is to show you something about your thoughts about Marlon, okay? Because I don't know, I don't read, like right now I'm not getting a broadcast from Marlon, so I don't know if there's a no contact going on. I don't know what's happening there, feeling some awkwardness, but when it comes to the Marlin situation, what do you need to know from Spirit? What do we have for our friend Leanne? What do we have for Leanne? Always waiting for the cards to deliver themselves. What is our message for, there we go. This one flipped. When it comes to you and Leanne, hydrangea. Focus on wholeness above and below. Focus on wholeness above and below. Okay, so the first thing I notice is this beautiful blue color, and the blue, of course, is the color of the throat chakra. So there does seem to be a message here around speaking the truth, and don't be pastel. Like, this is a pastel blue, which is just kind of soft. What's showing me here is you need to be hardcore. You need to really be truthful with yourself right now, because this is a message, a flower reading for you, Leanne. So what this is showing is that I do believe in the Hermetic teachings that says, as above, so below. So in manifesting, when we're wanting to develop our goal, so if you want to have this relationship with Marlon, let's say you want to have some sort of connection that to happen, that is here in what some people call the 3D. It's here in physical reality. Like, this card is physical, my hands are physical, you're physical. That's the below. As above, so below. So right now, by asking me this question about Marlon, it's showing me that your focus is on the 3D and what's happening right here, right now. And so the hydrangea steps into our world today to talk about focus on wholeness above, right? So what does that look like? What does that look like for you as a seeker? Number one, if this is a no contact situation, or there's an awkwardness going on within a relationship, universe is clearly saying focus on wholeness, meaning what is positive about Marlon? What is positive about your current situation? That you are focused on that. If there's nothing there, then universe would want you to focus on what will bring wholeness to you without Marlon. What is it about what you would get with this person that you could get with another person? Which means writing down the goals of you in a relationship. Who cares who it is? So right now, taking all of that Marlon stuff and putting it over there, and spend some time writing a list on what would the ideal relationship look like for you. What would be a wholesome relationship? What would be wholesome about it? And then write down faithfulness. Write down your values. I want someone who I don't have to ask, is he thinking about me, right? I want someone who is open and available. Write down the list. How will you be whole in a relationship? Okay. And then after you do that, then you go look at Marlon. And if Marlon doesn't match that stuff, walk away. Because focusing on something that's less than and trying to make it into something else can't work. What is good, how does the saying go? Everything is created twice. Once in our inner world and then in our outer world. As it is above, it is below. As you build in your mind and in your consciousness what is good for you, Leanne. When Leanne is at the center of a whole and complete relationship, what does it look like? And then, if Marlon matches it, you're golden. But if he doesn't, that's where you have some thinking to do. Got it? And again, not knowing the story, not knowing if there's a no contact involved, it's hard to read this. But I do know that even when I was married, before I was divorced, and I was trying to stay married, and I would be continually thinking he has to change. This is the 6 things he's doing that are wrong. And it never worked because I was going to the flesh, I was going to the human nature before repairing what I needed to repair in my own experience. My mind was so filled with memories and thoughts about my growing up years and the hurts of my life. I was a hurt hoarder. That's how we started today. I was hoarding hurts within my own heart that were keeping me away from my highest good. And now what's happening is because of learning the tools, decluttering my mind so that no longer was I troubled by so much of the negativity. Yes, it sucked that it happened, but I don't have to live carrying a chip on my shoulder anymore. I don't even care that my dad did this, and this, or my brothers did that, and that. I have techniques and tools right now to help me as I walk forward, and that's what I'm here for, to teach that stuff. So, hey Cinderella, welcome. I'm here. I could do one more reading. One more. If you're up for it, you could be my last person. All you have to do is order your reading right there at manifestfaster.com. Just sign up for the free reading and I could pull a flower card for you. If you'd like me to draw tarot, it's just $11.11. You'll find that in the order blank. I love your name, Cinderella. And anybody else wants to squeeze in for a reading before I take off? Remember, if your mind is cluttered, if you are filled with, hurtful thoughts about people who've hurt your feelings, hurt, then you might have a hoarding problem with hurt, and you are in the right place because that's what I do with my services. I have divine decluttering service available to you when you need it. Okay, so Cinderella, would you like a reading? Just fill out the order slip and I can help you out. I'll give you a couple more seconds. Oh, before I do leave, let me pull one more oracle card for you. One more keeper of the light. Because when we do readings for the collective, a lot of people will hang out and watch a few cards and they will be uplifted by the magic of a collective energy where many people with similar issues are popping in together. And so before we close off the call today, I've drawn a card for us. Ooh, fiery card for you, the collective, as you are here right now. Just claim this fiery Archangel Ariel message. Peaceful warrior. Thank you, Ariel, for helping me stand my ground with peace. This is a great closing because what many of us have done is we have said yes too many times and we've gotten ourselves involved with people that are needy and are always pulling our energy out of us. We are continually putting out everybody else's fire. We are continually rescuing people who don't even want to be rescued. And so because of that, we need to have our lane markers. We have to know what our boundaries are. We have to be able to say, beep, beep, stay out of my zone. This is my peaceful zone. You may not enter. The trouble is when we do that, sometimes we can feel mean or we can feel that we're hurting people. And that's not at all what's true. What's true is that if you don't take care of yourself first, you will become fatigued and disappointed and disillusioned and become a shadow of yourself. You don't have to be angry and upset to do your boundaries. You can do it firmly and kindly by saying something like, I know you would never intentionally hurt my feelings, but when you said that, I felt sad. You're allowed to speak up for yourself and it will help you, okay? So going forward towards 2026, what you're not seeing is that as you stand up and take care of yourself and begin to speak your truth in love, that your loved ones will adjust to you. It might not be comfortable for them at first, they might get burnt. But as you stay solid and true, follow your heart and your angelic guidance, you're going to really have a wonderful new year. We just shed off the things that don't serve us. We can really declutter our mind. Come back every month as we declutter month after month, day after day. If the day is done, we shed off the dust of the day and start the next day fresh and new. When your mind stays fresh and full of gratitude, everything else comes into balance. Okay, my friends, so that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here. I will see you this week. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going live during the week, but I will be live every Sunday for the tarot party. So we will see you next week for sure. Thank you for signing up for all of my information at manifestfaster.com. Thank you for subscribing and hitting the hearts and thumbs up. I love you guys so much. Bye now.